There's Nick Rainsford, former Minister for London. Let's go to Suzie, Edgware Road. Hello, Suzie.
Hi there, hi.
You were on one of the carriages. Where were you?
I was in the carriage adjacent to, just next door to the one that had the explosion inside.
In Liverpool Street?
No, the Edgware Road.
Edgware Road.
Yep.
Tell me.
I've just got home just now. Just got on the tube, sat on the seat that was next door to the next carriage, and a couple of minutes later, huge blast. All the glass and the door from in between blasted through, all came into my face, my ear. It just went grey, opaque smoke, and it was all sort of acrid acid smell, really sort of gassy, and no one could see what was going on. People could just, it kind of went very quiet, but also very sort of, you could hear your person screaming. And then the sort of smoke kind of cleared a bit, and we could start to see, and it was all starting to sink in. And I tried to get up, and nearly fell down a hole in the bottom of the tube, actually. And then sort of saw that the next door tube carriage was severely injured, and there were definitely some casualties. There were I'd say about 2 people that were dead there.
You thought you saw 2 dead bodies? Yeah,
there was definitely 2 bodies on the ground. I couldn't really get. I was trying to get in to help someone who had a broken leg, and was sort of tying my scarf around his leg. And there was some seriously panicked, very shaken people. Everyone was covered in grey smoke, and it was all completely sort of full of sort of debris from the train, where all the metal was sort of messed up and all the glass. And there was some very, very shocked. No one could hear because the blast was so strong.
It was that loud, was it?
It was so loud. My ears are pounding. I'm amazed I still have my hearing. My ears really ache.
Where are you now?
I'm at home because I live just 10 minutes away from the tube station. So when I finally got out, my brother came to get me, and I've come home. And my mother's a doctor. She's coming back home to sort my face out for me.
And has your face got glass?
Yeah, I've got loads of glass, and I'm kind of caked in blood.
But your mum's going to sort you out rather than to go to emergency.
I thought I'd be better at home. And it was awful because it took us quite a long time. We were stuck inside the train, and no one knew what was going on. Everyone was very confused. A lot of people were panicking. Some people were keeping calm. I was trying to help the people next door, but they were crying out for medics and people that had first aid, but no one really had any sort of real first aid. And then sort of eventually, after about 20 minutes, the driver had sort of a message came through from the front. So the driver had got a ladder down at the front of the train, and everyone was sort of moved and helped and sort of stepped down the ladder. And then we were just at the side of the train trying to get out from the tunnel. But then we got stuck in the tunnel for about half an hour because it was held up at the front with some critically injured person that they couldn't move because they needed a stretcher.
How much panic was there?
There were some people who were critically ill, broken legs and internal bleeding, and some people were sort of conscious enough to be screaming out. So there was a real element of panic, but at the same time real helplessness because there was little that we could do. There was lots of sort of screams of sort of torches and penknives and tissues and water, but people were pretty sort of impotent, unfortunately. And I mean, there was basically the main carriage where so some of the people, there was a guy called Danny. He was really sort of seriously concussed and shaken up, but he was well enough to get up and walk, so we kind of helped him out. But the rest of the people who were critically ill obviously couldn't really move, and so they were left in the carriage. It took about half an hour for the emergency services to get to us. I don't know much idea about times. It always seemed to take ages.
Of course.
And then eventually we were able to get out from the tunnel, and we were helped. And I have to say the emergency services are doing a really good job. I mean, they're really, it was all very organised. Like, it was really impressive.
Suzie, thank you. Look after yourself. I hope your mum gets there soon.